I can attest to that. I think that we'll go to a third map and then they'll be able to take it against Train. You know, I just kind of favour the Endpoint side. I mean, yeah, it's just generally to me, I feel like every single point sort of favours them at the moment. So, you know, Dust 2 being our first map, we'll see who gets the choice. Aside, Mighty Max going to win out this knife round for his squad, so they should be able to get their choice. I imagine the CT stick will come through for these guys.
You would expect, yeah. Let's have a look. The side that they decide to go for. Looks like. Are they still deciding? Just waiting a little bit more time here.
We'll find it in a moment's time. There you go.
Yeah.
Sticking on CT. So as they get ready to get into this matchup, you can get ready to treat yourself to some new skins if you're lucky enough. Our partners at Skin Baron, your German marketplace for everything to do CSGO skins, are doing a giveaway. You've got 10 euro vouchers that you could win. A Bayonet Damascus Steel in factory new condition, or an M4A1S Player 2, also in factory new condition. You can go to twitter.com/theesportsbible, go to that pinned tweet, and go ahead and check out the Gleam giveaway to get yourself entered for your chance to win some sick skins. Let's see a sick pistol going the way of Endpoint if they so desire. They've got the double flash and diffuse for Mighty Max. The setup from X Smash goes in towards the tunnels earlier on. Mid control being shut down by Bubble to draw first blood, and Surreal is the first casualty.
That's the first good opening coming out for the T side. Bubble being able to find the opener. But I tell you what, this three-man stack over at this B bomb side, if the B split would have come through for X Smash, it would have been a great position for Endpoint, but it looks like they're trying to make their way up through short, up through Xbox already, and Endpoint, they're completely locked out of this A bomb side.
Well, taps from Safe does take out Mighty Max USP, trying to see if he can face in towards that mid position and take Safe down, but two players left standing for the Endpoint side. The plant should get secured here. X Smash now have the A-site control, and Endpoint should get forced back here. So, not the best of pistols, and saving the Kevlar and the defuse kit as well. Makes sense to me to have a little bit more going into this next round, especially if they go for, you know, a force buy or leave themselves a little bit of money. They could potentially afford a bit more off the back of that. Obviously, you know, an eco will leave a couple of high rollers when it comes to the what they have in terms of the eco. So, Endpoint losing this pistol, losing another player as well in Crucial. So, Robin is left back to the corner. USP standing by, gets Grux as well as another kill. Safe next up to face, but Safe shuts him down. So, they don't get away with anything in the end. Endpoint with a simple pistol in the way of X Smash.
And I'll tell you what, that it seems pretty clean, very clean indeed. We saw the play of the in-game leader of Bubble up towards the suicide position to find the first kill out through short. They show a bit of presence out through the mid to B, but then in fact decide to show the presence up towards short and split into the A bomb site. Unfortunately for Endpoint, having quite a heavy stack over towards that B bomb site does not work out in the end. But the force fight does come through in a couple of scouts. Good shot actually coming out from Surreal. A member that you don't see on the scout all too often, Jay.
But come off from though, Safe the first casualty. X Smash will try and figure out another way to work into this one. We've got the utility down over to the short position for this one. Crucial will be there on the short corner, holding back with the Deagle, hoping to catch somebody off guard here, but no one's going to aggress so far forward in this one. X Smash just play up, get the first kill from Grux, headshot against Robin, and entering in towards B. Mighty Max will try hold on the Disco Doppler, and he does get that frag pack. So 4-on-3 situation. If he gets another kill, he can set up a decent chance. The headshot's being landed, but could not get shocked. So chance being bought for his teammates as they set up for the retake here. Crucial next up against Bubble, going to swing pretty far wide and go falling, leaving the AK of Shocks. All the remaining against AK is picked up by the CT forces. He will drop Crucial, but Thomas next to take his place here in the tunnels. And 15 HP for this man is not a lot to work with for the X Smash solo.
Shocks is so low. It really just comes down to timing. If the synchronization's there for Endpoint, it's just going to take a single bullet of the pistol. Shocks going to be able to win it out. The 1 versus 3, and even with such low HP, it thought it was going to go the way of Endpoint. Oh my goodness, what a clutch going the way of Shocks.
Wow. Wow, oh wow. Taps on taps is what brings you the matchup, it seems. And a beautiful round to turn around for the X Smash boys. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And I don't know what to say to that. You know, they had him on the ropes, 15 HP and everything. It was a simple case of just taking a spray against his body and taking the man down, but it was not to be in the end. First couple of picks going the way of the T side, making it 4 all in all as the long stack goes awry. And Grux will close out the final frag of Robin. So it's a 3-0 start for X Smash. Now Endpoint getting out to their rifles. Here we go.
And the AWP up for Crucial. doesn't have any armor, so it is going to be the glass cannon from him, but at least they've got the sniper rifle to work with. There's still a couple of Galils up for X-Smash. The scout out for safe. Let's see if he's able to find a tag through the mid doors. Doesn't find anything. It's going to be the long pressure once again for the T's.
Straight out and towards the long house with Thomas getting that first pick on Disco Doppler. 5-on-4 situation. In for Surreal, gets himself a nice double. What a great transfer. Safe turns around with a good headshot, oh sorry, a good wallbang shot, I should say, against Surreal. And 2 AKs picked up by the 2 T-side players. You've got to try and contest against them. The crossfire set between Max and Robin. Robin's going to get passive, but she'll try and get his flash through the smoke. He gets him with 1 kill. Mighty Max gets the other. It'll be Endpoint with the first round on their board. The rifles going their way on the CT side.
And that was a really sharp hold coming out from Surreal out through the mid doors. And then the fact of Endpoint realized they've got quite a heavy mid setup. We see the Mighty Max over at the B side, Robin in towards CT, and as soon as there's contact being made, they're just trying to swing on each other's contact, try and hold in the offensive of the T's. And out through it on again, Disco Doppler completely blind, but does find the opener, Jay.
5-on-4 scenario for the starter here for X-Smash. The AWP, or scout I should say, of the CT forces will try and take the frag back, but nothing else going to be seen towards that mid position. It's the AK a bubble looking in, not getting anything out of this one though. Very little info being given up by Endpoint.
And X-Smash, they're in a pretty good position at the moment. They've got a man advantage, still a fair bit of utility to work with, but it looks like it's just going to be the short commitment and then a late lurk to come out from safe from long. Endpoint, only a single player here at the A bomb site, and it's crucial, but he's got the AWP.
Good pick from Crucial. Incendio is back, scoping in, getting Grux next and falling back behind the corner. Sees a third player, but is unable to connect that shot. We'll try find him as he ducks his head lower and tries to get the bomb plant open for short. The smartest play for the X-Smash side. Now, retakes coming in. The Molotov will force Bubble away. Won't be able to get a kill against the man, and it'll still be a man advantage for Endpoint on the retake.
And that smoke around that default position actually allows Crucial to get into the pit to try and work with a bit of an angle if Bubble tries to swing the extension. And let's see if they're able to find a good flashbang coming out so far. The CT's trying to make a move in. Bubble trying to hold off on his own, but it's going to be shots to try and chime into the action, but it's all down to safe. The stand-in. 1 versus 3 now, making it a 1 versus 2, Jay.
Molotov down, smokes up, leg shot against Mighty Max. Gonna have to stick on the defuse here. Saber's no idea, being distracted by the player on the site as well in the open, and Max will have enough time to get the defuse in. So the AKs will stay in play, and AWP is well picked up by Robin. And that'll be a second on the board for Endpoint. So a good couple of rifles going their way, even if they are down to the wire here.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's the crucial thing, is that these couple of rounds at Endpoint have been able to win. It's been a lot of players going down, so it's, at the moment, really struggling for them to start building up this economy. And X-Smash are now going to be forced onto a full buy, or a forced buy, I should say. It's the AK to back up with some upgraded pistols, a lot of utility. This is a ton of utility to work with in a round like this.
Very little for X-Smash to work with. The AK on Bubble over on the T side half. The Tech-9s and the Deagles out for the Ts. Smoke up to try and buy a bit of breathing room to the left-hand side entrance. Nothing towards CT, and there is one player watching from CT spawn. Robin from the boost could line up several frags, gets one with damage. Shock trades it back with the Tech-9, now isolating the 2B players. Surreal will try and hold off as they enter in towards the CT spawn and try and get a bit more map control away from the counter T forces. And Crucial does end up falling. Mighty Max held back towards the front corner, gets him a double kill, looking for a triple against the likes of Bubble and dropping that bomb. So fortunately the pistols do end up falling. Thomas will close out the round. Bit hairy there for Endpoint, but they do maintain 3 players alive. They do hold control of an even standing.
And one player that people don't really speak about a lot in terms of the fragging ability is Mighty Max, their in-game leader. I've got to be honest, these last couple of months, he's been fragging incredibly well, which is a great sign to see. Good hold coming out to the B bomb site. X Smash tried to work out the mid to B, especially with having Disco Doppler trying to sell a bit of a fake out from the apartments to draw the attention away. But they're forced back onto just an eco and an opportunity for the UK side to take a lead at Dust 2, Jay.
Well, the eco to come through. X Smash did have a force buy in that last round. The loss bonus not quite stacking up to a full-blown buy-up. Will look so in the next round, though, so... Bouncing the money line here for the Smash squad. Disco. Ron boosted past short into the stairs area. But again, nothing being seen. The CT's playing as passive as they want to. X Smash are going to have to really push forward if they want to force the issue.
Now, one thing I'm looking at now for Endpoint is the fact that it's under a minute left on the clock and they've been able to hold on to a lot of utility, which is always nice when you're up against this eco round, trying to hold on to the utility late in the round. But Thomas, he's going to get a lot of contact.
M4 here on the broken wall. Spray through on 1 and 2, making it a 3k. That is lovely. 10 HP for the man. AWP scoping it to take out the scout. Grux left alone, challenging against Robin. And Robin will get his pick of his own. Thomas with an easy anti-eco sequence. And X Smash will now be up for the buy as they lose the lead to the CT side.
A great hold coming out from Thomas. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it so far, at least up against the rifle round, against the eco. Or the half bar, I should say. But now the full buys to come out. This is a really important time now for X Smash to finally get some momentum going, because we've seen a nice few rounds in a row now going the way of Endpoint. The safe blast coming with the AWP. Again, they've been able to find so much impact out from long. Shocks, though, doesn't follow up with a secondary kill.
Thomas losing a lot of HP, but his backup going down. Grux can connect on towards both. Headshots are plenty and 2 are left standing. Neither of them are on the A site either. Robin will be flashing towards mid, at least find something out here and try to look for some map control, but the smoke's going out towards cross will allow them easy access to the A bomb site. They won't know about this just yet. Oh, the nades out as the CTs opt to fall back to the B bomb site and save their weapons. I think they realize that this A retake is going to be difficult and the A defensive even more so.
Okay, one thing I'm noticing straight away from X Smash is how much presence they put out along on the T side on the gun rounds in the early stages of the round. If I was Endpoint, the next following gun round, I would bring 4 players to long, contest it, take control, and then rotate the players back. Because for X Smash, their strongest point at the moment is being able to find these entry kills out from long. We saw Shocks, first man out, he gets a first kill, gets traded by Thomas, and then Grux, a fantastic double kill being found from the long corner in the pit position. And for Endpoint, Mighty Max and Robin, they just have to opt to save over at the B bomb site.
Plotting that default, X Smash has not taken any time to worry too much about it. And the CT forces, of course, hold back in saving. X Smash aren't going to go hunting them either. They've got very little money in the bank accounts. With Shocks having to rebuy, even that much damage is going to be damage that will be felt. So, best to hold on to what they've got here. Keep away from Endpoint's side. Keep their weapons in check. Of course, they will concede 2 M4s back over to the Endpoint squad, which is going to be something to bolster the buy going into the next round with the money situation on the Endpoint squad. They will also have themselves a bit of a leg up in terms of this next round, so the investments can come through. They can get the AWP out as well for the CTs. Ooh, a small technical pause coming in from X Smash before we get there, though.
Just taking a little bit of time. But yeah, look, I mean, the AWP, certainly a big star element, I would say, for this Endpoint lineup. And when we've seen what Crucial's been able to do these last couple of months, and honestly, I think he's been playing the best Counter-Strike we've ever seen from him.
We'll have a moment's respite, of course, for these 2 squads. Of course, a moment for you to also get your respite and potentially get some new skins. Again,
Yes.
the giveaway in partnership with our sponsor Skin Baron, of course, your German marketplace for all things like CSGO skins. You can win yourself some 10-euro vouchers, a Damascus Steel Bayonet factory new, or an M4A1S Player 2 factory new. So 12, sorry. I had to think about it. It's like 10 plus 1 plus 1 is not 13, it's 12. 12 prizes up for grabs if you go to twitter.com/theesportsbible, or just at the Esports Bible on Twitter, and go ahead and look at the Gleam link, of course, that's in that pinned tweet, and you can find all that you need in order to enter. So, again, it's our giveaway for a Bayonet Damascus Steel M4A1S Player 2 factory new, and of course 10-euro vouchers, all in partnership with Skin Baron, your German marketplace for CSGO skins. So a small TeamSpeak crash is what caused this pause from X-Smash, but it looks like they're back to get into the server. We're about to get into round 9.
And X-Smash being able to at least tie us up at 4 apiece now. And one thing I'm going to be interested for is when we see, at least if we get to a stage where the economy is a bit boosted for the Endpoint side, whether we're going to see the double AWP coming out for Cyril over at that B bomb site. But for the meanwhile, it's fast out from long once again, and look at the aggression coming out from the CTs. It's 3 players early in through the long phase, and this time around, Jay, they win out the opening fight.
A lot of heavy presence in towards this long push. And Shocks pushing forward. Surreal will take down another kill. So a 5-on-3 situation. Orps for a good kill back to respond on the T side, but they're just not seeing anything at the moment. Endpoint have managed to hold control of this one, losing a lot of HP on Robin, sure, but everybody else is mostly unscathed. Flash is a bit of a team flash there to force Mighty Max back. I think I can see a bit of map control. He won't take any damage. He's going to wait. There's a small gap. He sees that shadow. Takes Disco as he swings.
That's a great return coming out from Mighty Max, getting team flash from the B players. But the bomb has crossed and no one knows about this yet. Mighty Max, does he expect it? He certainly didn't see Grux. This could be interesting now.
And sneak up with the bomb, get that kill. Now going to close in against Surreal, and Surreal next to fall. Robin so low, Grux! 2-on-2 brought by one single entrance. How has he managed to pull that off?
Oh, Grux, man, this aimer. What an entry going out to the B bomb site, and it's in for the retake. Now there is a kit to work with, but no utility safe. Look how aggressive he is from the apartment. Surely he doesn't expect this from Thomas, but he looks at just the right moment, and it's all down to Crucial. 1 versus 2, and he's out of there, Jay. I can't believe X-Smash brought that back.
What?
How? That's a 5-on-2 advantage for Endpoint.
I mean, I don't think it's right to say X-Smash brought that back. Grux brought that back.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll
let you have that, yeah.
I mean, just one small position that could have looked interesting, but by all accounts, he should have been able to get some. He should have been traded. Like, you know, he should have been traded by somebody on that CT side. You can watch this again. Like, this first pick, fair enough, but as soon as he faced up here, like, you know, someone should have been watching it, and nobody was. He got himself 3 kills for his trouble. Oh. Unbelievable stuff. That was beautiful.
And what an opportunity now for the X-Smash side to get some momentum going. We're seeing Shocks up on the Mac-10. Fast out to the B-bombs up by the looks of it. Surreal gets overwhelmed. There's still another player, but the flashbangs are so perfect, and it forces Robin right out of the side.
Yeah, Surreal's dropped. CTs are on rotate back to position. They will have one player at CT spawn. Robin's already at the B doors, but they're not going to go for this retake. They invested a lot. They will not lose everything. And it will be a plant and a sick for the X-Smash side, taking the lead away from Endpoint. That's just not a way to follow up.
This is looking a bit dangerous now for Endpoint. On their map pick at Dust 2, X-Smash have been able to win some very convincing gun rounds for the most part. Now, at least all saving around this long position, there shouldn't really be a way that they get hunted, considering how far away X-Smash really are. So it will be 4 players from Endpoint coming into the next round, so they will be able to get a buy down for Surreal, no problem whatsoever. 2 rounds in the lead now for X-Smash. And I'll tell you what, it all really comes down to that one big round where they bring back a 2 versus 5. And one thing as well, I mean, one player we haven't spoken about is Disco Doblin really being quiet at the moment, but it seems like his teammates, they're doing all the work for him.
Of course, the save coming in from Endpoint will allow them to rebuy. Of course, with full-blown rifles, the SMG standing for Thomas. But safe. Look at his contacts already. He cannot quite take down Mighty Max. Does seem, at least, they get the information out from both sides. The AWP, in particular, giving up his position over to the CT side. So Endpoint have that much to work with. Nades to respond will do a lot of damage. The sprays through against Shocks as well. 23 HP. It's a much better start from Endpoint on the default.
And we saw the triple boost there from the AWP. I think the Gratisfaction on the Renegades / 100 Thieves lineup first kind of initiated. But they don't really find anything with it, unfortunately. They don't really get too much any information either as well. This utility damage, Shocks is now even lower. But it looks like they're opting against the upper tunnel's presence, Jay. They were there for about a minute, but now they're out of there.
Bringing towards the Longhouse presence instead. They have gone quite aggressive in these defaults, especially at the initial contact challenges to open up the picks, and they have kind of fallen down towards Thomas. This time with an SMG up close though. This could get a bit spicy. He gets 2 frags, so that's spicy indeed, but not in the way that X-Match wanted it to go. They got Crucial on the AWP to peek in, pick out, AK recovered, bomb's been dropped. They have all the info in the world. Shocks next to fall, and Thomas looks to do one better above Grux. Safe, last man standing, 1 versus 5. This is an easy 5th for Endpoint.
Oh, that's such a great hold coming out from Thomas with the UMP, not even an M4 at that range. And Safe probably not going to be able to hold on to this AWP. Pretty much no damage being done to the Endpoint side. 5 players staying alive, and that's the double AWP setup coming out. They'll probably pass that over to Cyril over at the B bomb site, and that's exactly what it will be.
We have seen very little of double AWPs in the past from the Endpoint side. They use it not as frivolously as other teams and players tend to do, but coming out here on Dust 2 for the Endpoint squad, a tactical timeout being taken by X-Smash at this moment. I guess appropriately so, because they just got dicked on. They just got absolutely wrecked outside of the Longhouse. And not even outside the Longhouse, inside the Longhouse. Yeah. They didn't even make it into Long. And so a UMP as well, by the way.
Well, what I love as well is Thomas is able to open up with 2 kills, and straight away he asks for sort of assistance. So Crucial, he comes in, and he's holding the long corner, the AWP, is able to strike, and once that happens, it's pretty much just game over there for the X-Smash lineup. Not able to find anything more than that. Now, this is an opportunity to really start to at least try and break the bank of Endpoint, considering the fact they got 2 AWPs. They only upgraded one of them. One was at least picked up in that last round. Boost up for Grux to have a look into the short position. He's seen a foot. He's seen a foot trying to tap, but he hasn't found anything with it.
The timing on that. Get out of dodge as the tap start coming through. Beautifully played there from the CTs on that boost. Next Smash continue to look forward here. 2 players in that mid position outside of the doors. Shocks and Grux hoping to catch players. I mean, they've been doing very well, especially Grux in terms of the offensive positions. He does catch Robin getting overly aggressive as he tries to hunt for info. The opening pick goes the way of X-Smash this time. And the T's are going to make their way in towards the A bomb site, actually. I mean, there's only really one player here. Crucial going to have to get some serious backup as soon as he sees the players coming in. The smoke will go down. The Incendiary will try to stall for time. Sees one player dropping out of CT. Quick scopes in. Takes out Grux. Now here comes the rest of the T-side forces. Thomas takes one out of the mid position, opening up the rotations for his teammates as Crucial comes in with his secondary kill. Sees one head, expecting them to make their way up. Not able to land on the 3rd shot. The 4th shot also misses. A 4-on-2 situation as the bomb goes down. Retake advantage of Endpoint.
Oh, and they've got so much information. 2 versus 4. Crucial once again going to be able to line up, and it's all down to Shocks. 1 versus 4. He's able to find the first. Can he follow up? Yes, he can for a 2nd kill. Making a 3rd, but Mighty Max is finally going to find the trade. Oh my goodness. Some of these rounds, Jay, are just so down to the wire.
I mean, the fact that Shock's got 3 1v1s facing up from the ramp position is probably the main sticking point for me. Like, Endpoint lost a lot in that retake. No major counter plays. Again, it was a 1 versus 4 by the time those kills started coming through. It will leave them back up to evens on the Endpoint side at the very least, but even so, the economy, I imagine, must be in tatters after this rebuy. We'll find out in a couple of seconds. We get to see this beautiful sequence from Shocks, again, gifted to him by the Endpoint side. And yeah, the money's not quite great for Endpoint.
At least they are able to get the double AWPs out once again. And I tell you what, one thing I've noticed, especially on the T side from X-Smash, is they fake the mid to B quite a lot and end up going up through short. So I wonder whether Mighty Max and Rossar are starting to get that that sort of, I suppose, game plan of exactly what's going on for the X-Smash side. Couple of players here establishing a crossfire up through short. A lot of players here now for X-Smash. The whole team is here through short. This HE from Robin. If he chucks a HE at the right time, it could do a serious amount of damage.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Here it is again.
Coming in. Here it is.
Oh, a bit.
Okay. It's not as significant as it could have been, but either way, that's still every single player tagged up for the X-Smash side, and that makes the kills a little bit easier for Endpoint. With further utility coming in, the first player about to face up, Robin gets that kill. Orb shot misses, Robin refaces, but Crucial lands it on towards Grox, keeping the 2-for-1 on the man advantage, and even more picks going the way of the CT side. Bomb dropped at CT cross, no way left for safe, and Thomas will finish off the job with his own 2K, and Endpoint will have a lead again.
And these last few rounds have looked pretty strong from Endpoint, at least in the mid-round sake. And Crucial hitting some really nice shots with the AWP, being backed up from Robin towards a goose position. And X-Smash just picking 1 versus 1s, unfortunately, through the short presence. And in the end, Endpoint hanging on to a very, very smooth round indeed. And now the money line's not great for the Ts, which means it's going to be an eco round up for the round 15 gun round, Jay.
Yeah, so we should be seeing them get picked apart here on the T side. Again, as you mentioned, all these pistols to get to the 15th gun by the real... A lot of tag damage coming in against him. Safe to 19. Thomas bursting up against Grox, takes that headshot. Disco should be seen. Good frags and damage coming out. Only 1 kill found by the T side. They've just left to fall back and say, when the bomb's in the mid position, Endpoint have won us either way. Unless he can isolate those 1v1s again and find himself good headshots against them all, he's going to have a really hard time making this clutch work. Going to face towards that B-bomb site, and we've got Mighty Max ready for him already. M4 waiting for the chance. And there it is. Shut down immediately. We have a half, the way of Endpoint. Can they turn 9-6 in this 15th? We're about to find out again. The rifles to come out from the X-Smash side. AWP for Disco Doplin? No. AKs. Oh, Safe does buy an AWP. He's going to go glass cannon in this one.
Yeah, okay. So there certainly was an opportunity of Disco Doplin dropping one. But instead, Safe is going to go for the investment, and it's back to the long presence once again from X-Smash. They found a lot of success here in the past, the AWP of Surreal. This time around, not finding an opener.
Okay, does not get his spray. Surreal instead turns around and gets the pick for the CT start. 5-on-4 situation, Endpoint. Once again, suppressing Smash by getting that opening kill. Flashbangs out towards the mid position, further utility to stop any progress of the T side, and it's working well for them so far.
X-Smash are just trying to find an opening at the moment, and honestly, it's probably down to Safe. He's into the pit with the AWP, needs to try and see if he can find some sort of advantage to work with. Now, at least Surreal is low. Grux, does he just go for the wide swing, or at least the jiggle peek against the AWPer? He'll get a lot of information soon. Now, he knows where the AWP is, at least.
They rotated that out from the A site to B in order to ensure that the T side are caught off guard. I mean, they suspected it to be over on the A site. It's Disco with Phoenix about to fall to the hands of Robin here. In the mid control, made up by Mighty Max. Grut's going to try and find a trade, but other than Surreal, they're all completely unscathed on the CT side. Finally, Crucial will concede his life to the hands of Bubble, but again, taking a lot of damage for his trouble. The Molotov keeps Thomas at bay, not getting aggressive at the edge of that Molotov. And now they're all going to rush out from the longhouse. 25 seconds. Robin is held back towards Goose. The AWP will try scope in against him. This M4 better be ready for Bubble first. Burst in. It's not going to land his shots. And Thomas will need to call in for backup. He's going to play passive. Probably ready to play retake here. Never mind. On towards the CT cross is where they'll go. Mighty Max gets one, but Bubble and Safe respond to it. And Thomas sees them both. Lines up the spray and gets it together for Endpoint. A 9th round going the way of the CT side, but one good lineup is all it took.
Oh, nice clutch going out there from Thomas. Really standing tall in some of the important rounds, being able to put up a 15-7 scoreline for himself. And 5 rounds in the end there from Endpoint really kind of sedimented them to get a strong end of that first half. And what looked like Thomas was just clearing out short because he didn't quite know all the presence out through long, but in the end, the 1 versus 2 going the way of the Endpoint side. And I'll tell you what, Jay, if they're able to convert this pistol round, they could just get all the momentum they need to really start to kick things off.
Utility out for Max and Robin here on the Endpoint side as they look to go quickly into this pistol and out towards the long control. There's a lot of mid control coming in from X Smash. They'll have one player held back to try and deal with them. Sewell in his very awkward barrel position. They're not going to barrel their way onto the A site either. They're just going to wait for a pick to come to them. They're expecting X-Smash to get aggressive. That's exactly what they'll see. Shadow seen by Surreal. See the second player's foot pop out in the mid position. Looking for that headshot, and Shox almost gave up his life. Now Disco Doblin held behind smoke. So Surreal tries to look for this pick. In the end, Disco is forced to fall back. Surreal's just going to try and contest them and keep their attention drawn away from the site for as long as possible. Find a new flank to set up from the B entrance. And it's a 5-on-4 retake favorable again to the Endpoint squad.
Mighty Max is going to get taken out. So the retake's still on the cards here for X-Smash. The HE should be able to deal with the player in towards CT. Low HP on Disco Doblin and safe, but it's all down to Surreal. And the footsteps certainly being held. 1 versus 3. This is a very difficult clutch indeed, but he needs to try and isolate these jewels. He's been able to do so far. The bomb's just being stuck. He needs to find the kill, but he's not going to be able to get it in time as the round is going to go the way of X-Smash. It was down to the wire, at least for Surreal. But a good retake to come out for the CTs.
Yeah, that was not fun at all. I mean, I like the idea of Surreal obviously going in for a flank, but it took way too long to get to position, and obviously the T-side forces also getting hyper aggressive in their post plant. That could have been played so much better from Endpoint. I feel like you can see how they feel about that one. Forced by back in off the back of the bomb plant. Obviously gets themselves Tech9's head Kevlar AK in for Surreal. Scout of Crucial. And the other main rifle to work with, so Endpoint really want to try and force the issue in this next round. If they can steal it away from X-Smash, that probably would set the CTs back much further than if they won the pistol.
It certainly would do. And Thomas with his Tech9, at least showing a bit of presence to the upper tunnels. Seeing if he can bait out any utility as well. Cross smokes out for the mid to B, and for Endpoint, it doesn't look like this is going to be a fake. This looks to be a full commitment.
And they go out of Shox. Mighty Max gets that pick. SMG on site, dealt with by Surreal. So Tech9 and AKs combined. Robin held back in the mid position, seeing where safe is, and taps him down to death. 5-on-2, and what a burst in from the Endpoint side, I should say. X-Smash left to save with their SMG, and for Mars, it's not gone well for them.
That's a really good round. This is an amazing round from Endpoint. The fact that they're able to take 3 players down, and at least so far, no one has gone down on the Endpoint lineup. Now, considering that this was kind of a back and forward exchange, it does mean that X-Smash will have to force into the next round. They'll be on a double eco status otherwise. Thomas, if he could just take down one more player, that would be absolute wonders in the economy game. He gets the information, but unfortunately he's not able to convert anything with it. Should be Disco Doblin and Grux staying alive. Double digits now up for Endpoint, and that was a good read of the situation. Going for the mid to B, the presence going out, and dealing with the B players just so easily, and then leaving Robin to go for just that lurk play out through mid, cut off the rotate from the A bomb site, and Endpoint, I mean, that was just textbook.
Crucial here, flashes over. And Thomas, as he exits out of the longhouse, another force by round back from the X-Smash side. They're in dire need of victory here in this round, and Thomas will shut down the first hope of that. Grux dead, Disco Doblin dead. No player left on the A site directly as Bubble looks to face in. Surreal will try and challenge him. Won't get a spray just yet. Safe just coming from mid and get a trade frag, but the T's are going to try and just against that here. 4-on-3 situation, long control gained. Only one player, I believe, on the short position. No, in CT is where Bubble's at, so one smoke should fire him off, and they should have access to the site.
Now, cross smoke's going down. This should be a pretty easy plant up to the A bomb side. And really, for X-Smash, they might try and hold on to these weapons. I mean, they're going to be on an eco complete save into the next round anyway. Probably find some more damage if they're, in the following round, now that they've been able to pick up an AK. And that looks like it's going to be the play, Jay. Just opting to go for the save, holding on to that scout, the deagle, and the AK. They have a couple of deagles, so they can potentially throw a deagle down to either Disco Doblin or Grux from safe. But Endpoint certainly starting to build up the bank now, Jay.
And next Smash, saving whatever they can. Needing these rifles to play in. I mean, the AK picked up by Safe is going to be a pretty decent pickup. And for those exit frag positions out towards the T-spawn and such, but nothing's going to come their way. Endpoint's economy is also pretty weakened, so best for them to save all that they can. I imagine they should be able to take this next round off the back of the eco, depending on how well the scout and the AK plays. Obviously, we've seen single AK plays work out for many teams in this tournament so far, some of them including X-Smash, but with Safe having very little backup surrounding him, he's going to have to do most of the heavy lifting. He's out towards short initially, taking a first face round that corner, looking for Mighty Max. Sees the man, taps through. Molotov will burn him to 29 HP. He is so low already. The Shox goes down in mid. Disco's also tagged up. Safe takes a fight that he wins against Mighty Max, but his teammates are not going to be bound to the same fate. 4 versus 3. B side's open. Plant could be secured. X-Smash will be on for retake or save again.
It probably should be at least a save again, at least for the AK player. Maybe Grux and Bubble will go through it, knowing they'll get a buy into the next round. And I'll tell you what, again, this AK has been able to do some serious damage in round number 19.
The player dropping out towards the short position as well. I believe Grux has a chance to pick up an M4, indeed he does. Yeah, nice. But for Mars to trade it, though, from Thomas, so he immediately takes that back out of play. Do they go hunting for this Endpoint? I mean, the money's not amazing. It's not terrible, though. Several players will be very high rollers at the moment. Ooh, but Bubble taking that headshot probably throws that thought out the window. There should be no real justification now to go for the hunt. The money's going to be crippled off the back of this. And X-Smash being up for a buy as well could turn the whole tide of the match if they can win round 20.
I think Bubble's trying to see if he can get that rifle. Unfortunately, the bomb didn't chuck it over to him. He was looking for it. 12-7, and I tell you what, I'm looking at this gun round and I'm probably thinking this is the last chance that X-Smash have of being able to allow a comeback to come through, because for Endpoint, they win out this, it's going to be 13-7, then against an eco you could potentially say a 14. So for X-Smash, there's not a lot of rounds to work with and 4 players out from long at the moment.
Surreal moving in, taking a fight against Bubble. It's a trade back 1v1 as Thomas gets Bubble in return towards the longhouse control. Nades up against him though, tanks that to the face and drops a single digits of HP. So X-Smash do maintain control of the slight HP advantage, but the team's making their way into the map control and Safe. Oh my goodness, they haven't checked short. They're going to keep their backs turned towards him. Thomas checks it and Safe takes him down. Nades up, Max gets shocked next, facing for the AK-47. They're looking for Crucial to spray through, gets him through the door, and the plant can be secure, but Mighty Max on 1 HP. Robin is the man that's got to do the work.
Oh, and he's been tagged as well with that AWP. This makes this post plant so much more difficult. Safe, we've seen what he's been able to do so far in this round. 2 kills to name already. Robin with a bit of an off angle, but he's been spotted and taken down. It's all down to Mighty Max. 1 versus 3 from him, and really you can't expect too much, but at least try and do some damage, but he can't even find one in the end. So the retake going the way of the X-Smash side. And for Endpoint's sake, it comes down to not getting that opening control. They get shut out of the long presence, and then Safe. He gets so much information. He hears so many footsteps as he aggresses through short.
Yeah, a couple of key mistakes being made there again, just not paying close attention to the details, I think, for the Endpoint side. Really throwing things off kilter. Oh, Seike is coming out. Crucial couldn't quite land it to start. Warping for Bubble next up against them. Missing out his shot, having to duck out of the way against the AKs. Safe will try control if they make their way up to Xbox and chase this man down, but they won't fall for that bait play as of right now here. Endpoint are establishing their mid control slowly but surely. 3 players in mid in total who will try and take those fights. Crucial will take a quick tag against Bubble. Won't be able to find that opening pick though for Smash.
Oh, and this Incendiary and HE may even be able to deal with Crucial. Oh, it does a massive amount of damage. And this is one of the first times we've actually seen X-Smash, both in this best of 3 and previously, going for the double AWP setup. And so far, it's not even the AWPs that are having the mass amount of impact. It's the rifles that are doing the most. But Endpoint, it looks like they're trying to bring this back, Jay.
Safe has his AWP train back here towards mid as the first one drops earlier on. Smoke's down towards that mid position. Thomas looking up from Xbox, trying to peer above that smoke and won't see anything. This Endpoint Trying to look to trade on towards someone here on the A site. I mean, they're setting up for a site hit, most importantly. Thomas going to try play entry with an AWP. Can't afford to drop to CT, it's way too risky. Thomas does it anyway. His back's turn, does not see anything. The rotations can come in and shut him down immediately if Safe goes ahead and takes that peek. Indeed, Thomas is the man to go down. Robin can secure a bomb plant, they'll get them some bonus money, but with the current money line being where it is, ideally he needs to win this 1v3 clutch, and Disco's having none of that. Jumping up, getting the spray, throwing bullets all over the place, but connecting one towards Robin, and the defuse will come through. It will be X Smash up to 9.
And look, that's actually really important there, that Robin just sticks the defuse rather than trying to fake out and see if he's able to get a couple of kills in the clutch, because the bomb plant is allowing them that extra $800, and probably, I mean, they probably won't invest this, considering the fact that Crucial and Surreal don't have a lot of money to work with. So this just could be a half bar to come out from Endpoint. Gonna force it, actually. Okay. There's probably a Mac 10 or something up for Crucial, unless he gets a scout.
Decisions.
Sure is.
Endpoint being up by 3, or up by many more than just this earlier on. And should be noted as well, by the way, in that second map, on the first best of 3 we had between Forza and Endpoint, Endpoint were the guys who were up by 10-5 on map 2.
Yeah.
And what happened was there is that obviously they managed to choke that lead and lose the series 2-0 right there and then. We're starting to see signs of that choke come out from here. I mean, it's not quite as decided just yet, but even so, they were 12-7 up at one point. It's starting to take a little bit of hold in terms of, you know, where they're currently standing as X Smash.
Yeah, for sure. And they just need to get one convincing round to really put the pressure back on the X Smash lineup. A pretty interesting angle actually being held from Disco Doppler. Don't really see this off angle too much in through the CT position. Bubble at the back of the site at B. A very difficult position to deal with. A lot of the time you'll see the lurk smoke and then the deep molly to this position. Let's see what he can find with it. Mighty Max has spotted out. They probably saw the bomb as well.
Should have that info too. Then Disco with his AK watching out for Surreal. Gets that first kill. Falls back into the CT spawn. Trying to flash out. Try and keep them suppressed for the moment. X Smash have found their way in with the opener. Sprays Manic from Disco does get forced back with a tag of their own right, and they do gain the mid to be split now. Shocks and Bubble left to defend. Orb watching out window, connects on towards Crucial, looks back in towards the tunnel's entrance, and Thomas gets him down, so he's all left to Shocks. Tapped up, Thomas gets his second kill. 3-on-3 situation. The bomb plant comes through, and Robin's still lurking here in mid to cut off rotation.
Oh, we've seen him play this position before, but does he find any impact with it? Does it get checked from Grux? You would expect it does, and yes, there it is. That's the man disadvantage going away. The flashbang coming in for Mighty Max.
He sees all 3, but can't connect the shot against even one. Grux takes him down, so it's all left to Thomas for his clutch. Out in the open, and Grux still forces the issue. Thomas hesitating for a moment, doesn't pull the trigger, and concedes a round back to X Smash. This is getting really, really worrying for Endpoint. Had a 3-on-3 situation, but getting overly aggressive off the back of the man disadvantage. A very risky play, and then no recovery coming out.
Oh, man. That's a round that Endpoint should have been able to convert. The 3-on-3 post plan over at the B bomb site, especially with the lurk out from mid. X Smash bringing this back. Good shot, though, does come out from Surreal, and that at least takes one of the AWPs out of play from Bubble.
And finally, something going out the way in favor of the T side, but of course, with the rifle advantage, X Smash will be able to control their own. And it was a fast play going in towards short, looking like they were going to execute immediately onto the A bomb site. But that AWP shot connecting from safe turns us back to a 4-on-4. Smokes up and down between both sides. A bit of aggression coming in towards Longhouse, and seems like Robin will be playing the flank position and the backstab as they start to make their way in. Tech9 going to tap through to the AWP, but Safe goes for 1-8. He gets the pick, does fall. Grux gets 1 and 2, and Surreal secures the bomb plant, but no more than that. Disco will close it out. We will see X Smash getting within 1 of the lead of Endpoint here. A good effort there from the backstabbing player, but in the end, it was a bit too good from the rifles.
And that just looked to be too easy for Endpoint. Endpoint. They showed so much presence out from short, so much utility as well. And then Robin on the swing out from long gets completely 180. Great shot being hit. But X Smash, things are really starting to look good at the moment. Even with the double orbs coming out, it's the rifles that are really finding so much impact. You can certainly feel the momentum going their way. 4 rounds in a row, and Endpoint, it seems like they are choking a little bit with such a good lead, and now starting to fall away.
I need to take a tactical pause from my perspective.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just take a breather. 3 things over.
I mean, obviously, this would have been a perfect round to take that pause. But obviously, they haven't gone for it. And the next round is where things will get awkward. So they won't have enough money to go for a full-blown buy. Safe with his AWP. Flashed out position. Will fall back with the weapon still in play. Double the man taking damage, and the 2 AWPers alongside Robin also getting tagged up earlier on in the defaults. But Endpoint with their default map control coming in towards the short position. It could be contested over in the tunnels area by Thomas. And the AWP seeing 1, scoping up, taking out Surreal, kicking things off for the CT side.
Good opening coming out from Safe, really stepping up with this AWP on the CT side. At Endpoint, there's no way of going for the trade. As soon as that AWP is able to find the opener, the incendiary goes down, so they can't push forward. But they're all still grouped up, so this is going to be a full short commitment to come out. 3 players around this A bomb site. At least for Endpoint, there's only a single AWP over at A.
Flashes and Molotovs, the smoke's coming in. Thomas gets a kill on Disco. Back to the even standing. The AWP gets flashed out position. Several pieces of utility coming in. Endpoint's utility usage has been good so far in this map up. And they will gain the site. They force X Smash back to passive and trying to find a new approach into this retake. It will be a 4-on-4. So opportunities are still abound for this squad. And Mighty Max backing up Thomas on the site. 2 players on short in case they have to go for this. I think the Ron plant is open for the short positions as well. Max gets flashed off, does some damage. Safe goes falling in the end. Robin follows suit. Max gets a kill and doubles up for the headshot. And that's more like it. Endpoint, like you said, they needed a good confident round to put the pressure back on X Smash. I don't think this is the one to do it because they've got to buy it back in on the CT side. But anything after this, it could be victory road for Endpoint.
That's a great round from Endpoint. They finally are able to win out one of those post plants, a 4-on-4. What I love as well, they're taking the short control. So they realize the only passage that X Smash can come in from is CT or long, and it's back to the long presence once again. This time around, though, with very basic utility from the T side, they have forced the CTs back. X Smash, they'd love to get into that position and around Dumpster to try and fight out from long, but this is a change up on the default from the CTs.
Endpoint stacked up into the long house, and this forced buy, I guess you could call it forced buy, I guess a full-blown buy-in from X Smash and exhausting every reserve in their banks. And a focus fire on that mid position. I mean, they've got a bit of control over towards the B site, and that tunnel's entrance from Surreal's not going to go well for him. 30 HP, he's going to fall back to join the main T side force on towards the A site. He'll put a lot of utility out. X Smash realize that this is going to be an A play.
And I tell you what, X Smash aren't really set up really well for a long play at the moment. There's a single player of Disco Doppler on the site, another player out through short. But other than that, that's all the presence over at A. But look at the information. We've already seen Bubble start to push in for the upper tunnels. The rotate started to come out. X Smash, they know exactly what's going on.
Flashes will come through from the CT, trying to blind off several players of the T-side forces, and they're all just completely whited out. Disco Doplin looking for a pick above smoke. He'll find Surreal. Mighty Max on site will try to take his fight. Thomas gets a kill in the interim to turn it to a 3-on-3 situation. Plant from Max will come down. No jump face in. Grux goes in for the backstab and takes out Crucial. So it's Max and Robin left alone. Robin taking a fight up here as Max goes falling, and Shocks doubles up to deal with the next man. And that knocks Endpoint back a peg as X Smash have regained control. Back within 1 of the lead, and a beautiful hold off here from the CT side.
That's too slow from Endpoint. It's taking the time too long. We saw Surreal doing a bit of lurking over in the upper tunnels. He rotates off. You've got to go, because what we saw there from X Smash, Bubble pushing into the upper tunnels, he goes down to lower, sees no information, and they throw so much utility out towards long, and X Smash, they're there in numbers at the A bomb site. So for Endpoint, it was a smart read, but they took too long to execute it. You know what? We haven't even seen a single tactical timeout from Endpoint, Jay.
I keep asking for it. It's like, you know, someone needs to just take a moment of respite there on the Endpoint side, just to stop and think and figure out how they're going to break this momentum, because right now they are making a lot of mistakes, giving up so much room to the X-Smash side that this could still drop out of them on their map pick. The Orbs coming in for Crucial and Safe on their respective sides. AKs, M4s, all the works coming in as a very fast play comes out of the longhouse. This could mean everything. They're all completely blind. Thomas gets shocked, doubles up on towards Grox. Disco gets the trade, completely blind against Robin, tagging at 50 HP. USP desperately looking for a kill, but he can't quite make it happen. 4-on-3 situation. Endpoint will hold on to the man advantage, but a very risky play out of the long position.
And I'll tell you what, even with so much presence going out for the T side, we still don't really know what they're up to. We see a little bit of lurking over from Mighty Max up to the upper tunnels. And I tell you what, Crucial's been holding this mid play. That's an Xbox smoke. They're going to be going over to the B bomb site. And this is a good read. There's only one player here and it's Bubble, and he doesn't really have much utility. A single flashbang, that's going to be it from him.
Bubble in the corner. How much can he do? Will they check this corner? No, they won't. Oh, they're going to line up. That's not quite 3. But the advantage for Endpoint has fallen out. And look who's close. Both CTs ready to cut this one down. The orb shot rings out. Seeing Mighty Max cross the Molotov will force them away from window. And the nade gets Max. It's all left to Crucial. Scopes in, misses. And I can't believe that from Endpoint. X smash in one corner. Left unchecked again. Will get us to evens on the CT side.
Oh, come on, boys. You can't be making mistakes like that. Simple mistakes. The second player has to check that angle. Maybe not the first, but you can understand the second one has to make that play. And Bubble, he has just won that round for his team, 13-13, and they've used all their tactical timeouts now. And look at the buy from Endpoint. It's going to be an eco for them. This is an opportunity for X-Smash to take the lead on their opponent's map pick.
They're going to play for round 30, Endpoint. They're going to let this one go and go from there. Tech9's Deagle out for Surreal. Crucial not buying anything. I imagine he wants that AWP. He does buy a Deagle in the end. With Kevlar, so never mind. I misread that one entirely, but... bait in utility and try and force the issue on the CT forces. See what they can get out of this half buy. If they could do damage... that'd be great. If they could take everybody down and win the round against X-Smash, that might still get them to map point.
Mighty Max is so low. Down to 2 points of health. And Grux with a interesting off angle out from long at the moment. The presence being here for the A split, Jay. Oh and my
Grux
goodness.
Lines up 2, does not quite get the 3rd. And taps from the Tech9 coming in towards the short position safe, ready to try and deal with him. And they do get a couple of good picks back. Deagle up here for Crucial, but Disco tapping his way through to the victory. 3 kills to his name. And X-Smash back in the lead above Endpoint. This is their final buy. And finally, a tactical pause will come out from the Brits. That took too long, I think. But now is the moment where they need to turn this around. They have got no chances left. They need round 28.
Now, what's one thing that we haven't really even mentioned is the fact that Disco Doppler had 2 kills at the end of that first half. I think he was like 2-12 or 2-13. It wasn't much at all. But these last few rounds, he has just been able to find pick after pick after pick, and he is really stepping up in this second half. Pretty much every member at the X-Smash lineup in this second half has been stepping up to allow this comeback to come through. 12-7 at one point, Jay, for Endpoint's lead.
Let that sort of sink in of how much this comeback has meant and brought back by the X-Smash side. And they choked very similar numbers against Fours early today. Will this concede on Endpoint's map pick? I mean, it's likely, I think, at this point.
Oh, good shot.
Safe First pick on Mighty Max starts things off well enough for the CT side. 4 more kills to go before they get shut the hell down for the map point round.
And that's put a spanner into the works. Already the in-game leader of Mighty Max getting taken out. Low presence out from mid at the moment. Still 2 players here over at the B bomb site. No AWP here at least. The AWP is over towards A. And they look like they're just going to commit for this mid to BJ.
Flashes out, Thomas gets the kill, Disco Doppler responds to it immediately, not allowing anything. They will be able to gain access to the B site at the very least. But again, a man advantage for X Smash. They're going to enter through, flashbangs over, Crucial's dead, as is Thomas. Disco up for a 3K, a 4K I should say. As X Smash gets a map point, 15-13, not even a bomb plant bonus for the Endpoint side. This is disaster for the Brits on their map pick as well.
I think they're done. I think they're done now. This has been such a choke to come out from Endpoint, and what a comeback from X Smash. 15-13, and you look at the buy. This could be fast into the B bomb site. There are a lot of MAC-10s to work with. Let's see what is going to be held coming out from Shocks. He's completely blind, but the rotates have come in so quickly to the B bomb site.
Surreal gets a pick. Robin follows suit with a secondary one. Safe with the AWP. What can he do? Swoping in towards the cross, trying to flick back. Nade on towards the default position, and it lands too deep. The Molotov will force Robin to fall back in the end, and Safe got so close to landing that blind quick scope. 4-on-3. Retake coming in for X Smash, it seems. Well, now Thomas going to shut down one player back towards the tunnels. Disco Doppling gets that trade to return. And are they going to continue to go forward with this? They got one automatic weapon on the CT side. Disco's still putting out utility, but the AWP is starting to back off.
They're trying to hold them in. They're looking for extra kills at this point. We know that X Smash have got enough money in the next round, but Endpoint don't have enough. If they can find some exit kills, this could be big.
Safe gets the first of Surreal. M4 up, 2 players line up, he gets another kill. Mighty Max on the max, and even if he saves this, it won't be much worth. Disco will go up in smoke, but they get every single player. That's going to cripple the buy. Safe can drop for Shocks. There'll be full rifles out for X Smash. It's a force at best for Endpoints.
That's really smart. Yes, they give up the AK on the CT side, but look at the buy. There's Galil's now up for the Endpoint side. X Smash, a great read to, instead of just going for the retake, they opt to go and find some exit kills. Round number 30, here we go. Safe with the AWP. No long presence being established yet.
Nade's going back and forth instead towards the tunnels area. Oh, look at this. Grux flashed out. They haven't checked another corner. But Thomas does turn around in the end, get him out of play. Safe with his AWP, watching out from Car, and they evade disaster by the skin of their teeth here. 5-on-4 situation, and Endpoint are going to play a bit more passive, but gain that short control for a split to A.
Safe. That's the drum drop. That's the information. Disco Doppler can't find anything, and Safe's alone over A. They know exactly where he is. Can they deal with him? Yes, they can. And I think, Jay, we might be going to OT. Bubble, last one left. 1 versus 4, and he's got a hell of a lot to do.
Sweaty stuff coming in from Endpoint to try and close out this overtime. And Bubble, as you mentioned, still with a chance in this one. No kit, a smoke, facing up the Surreal. The headshot comes through, and we're going to OT for our first map. I have to say, though, with how much Endpoint had control on that first half, I am disappointed in the fact we have to go all the way to an OT.
I didn't think we'd be anywhere near this kind of a scoreline. A 12-7 lead. Things looked like they were just going to spiral out of control for X Smash, and we were going to go straight into map number 2, but they have brought it back. 29-18 for Thomas. What a performance from him so far.
Insanity. I can't believe those numbers. Like, that is some ridiculous stuff. I don't think I've ever seen... actually, no, I've seen like 35 kills and a half, actually. So it's not the most ridiculous thing I've seen ever, but like, that's still pretty baller. 29 kills in 30 rounds. Going into this overtime, that number is going to continue to grow for this man. He is being worked like a horse, I feel like, for Endpoint.
Yeah.
An MR3 16k rule set for them to try and turn it around against X Smash. Double off setup coming in from Bubble and Safe. Crucial there with the first pick, trying to get out towards the mid position, where they cross out to their default standards, and now the quiet time starts to come in.
And what I really like as well, especially with the MR3 16k, is the fact we saw so many round victories with the double AWP setup coming out for X Smash, and they're able to bring it out again. But for Endpoint, they slowly take control of short. But look at this from Safe. Look how aggressive he is behind this smoke.
What? Scoped in.
Oh. Just a simple exit.
Down. Here we go. Endpoint. Back to exit. Molotov down to the other side, on towards the ramp position. The flash over from Safe, and Disco holds his nerve for the moment. Sees Thomas. Surreal's going to be allowed a kill as a result of that tunnel vision onto the site. And they enter with only a kill, get a bomb plant down. X Smash do have the long control though. I mean, they haven't cleared that out. They've left one player to lurk. That's robbing their face against Grux, and Grux gets that kill. So back at even standing as we enter quickly. Bubble going to take some damage. Safe gets that pick on Thomas though. AK's coming in, secondary AWP pick for the man in the back lines, and Safe is going ham. It's all left to Crucial. The bomb is planted open for him. The Molotov going to try and force him back, but he waits and baits, and still Safe gets 4 kills round in the corner. It looks so good to start from Endpoint, but X Smash do you one better.
Damn, what a hold coming out from Safe on the retake, man. Those were some really sharp shots onto the short players. And Safe had just won that round all by himself. We saw the late lurk coming out from Robin gets dealt with from Grux, but then Safe, what a round. The stand-in, the youngster for this X Smash lineup, giving them their 16th.
Flash is over, the mid control coming in. Mighty Mac's going to try and focus fire here. Gets some map control, but the fire behind him is going to burn him. 42 HP. Already low as anything for the Endpoint side. Safe still looking for his opening frag here on a short position. If they make their way up, they could be facing a rude awakening. Ready for the first cross. First man down. Surreal gets the trade. Grux trades it right back. Look for Robin as well. And he gets that frag and everything. It's been another disaster start for Endpoint.
And they're going to at least try and sell a bit of a B fake at the moment. Shox is still here and he's alone. So if he gets taken down, this is going to be a free bomb plant at B.
Good kill from Shox, leaving it all to Crucial now. 1 on 3 for his 4K. Scoped in, sees the one man towards the B door corner. Now with that flashbang, he gets himself out of dodge, and Crucial keeps his eyes on towards CT. Backstab coming in from Grux, looking for his 3K. He's been effective with his multi-frag rounds so far. Dropping in on site. Crucial has the bomb. Will plant it, or he's trying to fake it for one. They're going to let him just plant it. They know that they don't need to force the issue and denying the economy. It's 16k at the end of the day. Bomb plant will come out this time as they make their way up. Don't even let him get that plant in the end, so 3 rounds to the lead of X Smash. 2 rounds, I should say, excuse me. Looking for the map point up here on round 33.
I'd like to see something quick coming out from Endpoint, whether it's short control or long control. They need something quick. They need to slow up the speed up the tempo, because at the moment it's too slow and it's too easy pickings coming out from the X Smash side. Double AWP still in play. 3 AKs up for the CT side as well, and here it is. Fast out through long. Disco Doppelin. Try to spam through, but look how low Thomas is.
16 HP. Tagged very, very low already for the Endpoint side. It's Safe looking up with the AWP. Catch someone back there at the pit position. No one will be seen. And Grux here with his AK up against Surreal, seeing his shadow, taking him down. You need to swing wide if you're going to go for that. Can't let the information go their way. Nades back and forth here from the CT side. Flashes over, Incendio is back against White Mac's position. AWP missing his shot, so Max gets an entry for the T side. 4 on 4 scenario. The plant can come through. How to Endpoint fend off against the CTs?
Oh, and they can plan for the long area as well. They've got Crucial with the AWP that will probably sit around that pit position. The retake coming through. Good kill coming out from Disco Doppelin. They've cleared out mid. They know all the players are up towards the site. Mighty Max, though, going to turn it into a 2 on 3, make it a 2 on 2.
3 picks for him. He's the only man to get kills for the T's, but Crucial's about to change that with a fantastic shot on Bubble. It's all left to Shox. And 2 1v1s he can isolate here. Kit on him as well. Takes the fight against the Orb, missing out his shots. Turns onto Mighty Mates, gets the pick back. All left to the AWP! And Shox has clutched it! X-Smash! 3 in a row in overtime. Map point on Dust 2. All thanks to the clutch from their main man.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? I'm just looking at the scoreboard. Thomas didn't get a single kill in OTJ. We spoke about him with 29 kills at the end of round number 30. No impact in OT at the moment. Your main man.
Oh my word. It's so inconsistent from Endpoint here. Flashes of brilliance here and there, good sequences of connecting rounds, and then situations like that where they look like, oh, this should be easy. No. X-Smash bringing it back and getting it to map point. 3 rounds in a row for Endpoint before they lose their map pick of Dust 2. And then look onto Overpass with shame and, I don't know, like, you know, fleeting hope, I guess is the word for it.
They need to turn it around right now. And Mighty Max, I think he's even taken a little bit of a tag out through mid doors. Crucial. That's a good opening to work with.
Doesn't follow up with the kill on the second player. Shox and Safe are allowed to exit. They've got a 3rd man also in that position in the longhouse.
They just give up long completely on the CT side. They get that opening pick and they say, you know what? You guys can take it.
Fair enough. Endpoint gain the man advantage. They can hold back passive and try to hold their own. They're going to gain that mid control and flash in against Grox, take that man down. And they need to get rid of Grox. Grox has been too much of a pain in the side for them to let them stay in the server. Smokes down, a small gap to cross with. Can't get to the CT spawn in the end. It's just going to be smoked up towards the bomb site instead. Bubble turns around towards Robin. Thomas gets himself only 1 frag. Gets his 30 bomb in the end. Shox get a 3-on-2 situation. 7 HP for him. And flashes up and over. Shox looking in towards that short position. Bubbles backed up behind Car, and they're waiting for the Endpoint side to respond.
You'd have to think if Shox is still alive, this is still very doable for the X-Smash lineup. Pig coming out.
My God.
Almost takes down Crucial.
And Bubble pops up and Surreal's not checking Car. They now know where the last 2 T-side players are at, but it's so low on HP. And Endpoint have thrown it down the toilet. Crucial got around 2 big bullets, going to make his way up to site, but jump facing in the open. Shox will take him down. And X-Smash will have the map. Dust 2 going their way, 19-15. It's their map pick of Overpass up next here, Twig.